This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with my nightly wrestling news. Tony Khan is known for having very underwhelming announcements, and he said on the pay per view on Sunday from Toronto, the pay per view that was about 6 hours long, by the way, if you include the pre show, that he had a big announcement today on Dynamite. Well, the announcement is more titles. There's already between AEW and Ring of Honor about 14 ish titles. So now there's going to be more women's tag team titles. That is the big announcement. Is that going to help them get their ass kicked from NXT every week? I don't think so, but we'll find out tomorrow. NXT did a very good rating last night. Well, good rating considering the times we're in. 0.17. They did a TNA versus NXT gimmick. Of course, TNA is kind of like a farm system for WWE now, and apparently they have the right to buy TNA if they want to. Right now, they're just working together in collaboration. A lot of people think they got into this collaboration agreement to avoid Vince McMahon buying it. Because apparently, with this agreement, Vince can't buy it, but WWE has the right to buy it. Anyways, apparently, it was very rushed, the actual TNA crossover. It only lasted about 90 seconds. I mean, it showed people throughout, but there was only about a 90-second brawl at the end. So it was a little underwhelming considering how much they built this up. And one of the announcers was pretending like it was a whole surprise, even though it was a planned thing that they'd been advertising. I'm great, Anthony. Booker T was another one of the announcers, and he was like apparently acting very panicked. He was also upset, by the way. I did a report the other day that ESPN gave the first WWE pay per view on ESPN over the weekend a C rating, which is kind of like, hey, WWE, you better kick it up a notch now that you're with us. We're not just going to say everything's great. Anyways, Booker T, who is, of course, under the WWE payroll, was offended by this. There's also only 5 matches on the WWE pay per view, including what John Cena's dad called a squash match. John Cena's dad was not happy about what he called the squash match. He thought that there should have been some interference or something to build up to his next match against AJ Styles rather than just, I guess, Brock just beat him with him getting no offense. And he also feels that the heel turn with Cena was disastrous, and the only good thing about the heel turn is that it didn't work out, and he's back to finishing his career off as a babyface. Which you can't argue with Cena's dad there, and Cena might not be able to say it because of his $35 million contract or whatever. That's what it's alleged to be. Cena's dad can certainly say it. Phillips has more titles in AEW. Yes, that was Tony Khan's big announcement. Because, the one thing people complain about all the time with in AEW is there's not enough titles. And by the way, doesn't Mercedes Moné alone carry like 5 or 6 titles around, which we don't even know what the hell most of these titles are that she carries around? A lot of them are like unknown indie titles from random places. Because of course Collision only did a 0.04 rating on the weekend, and of course people like MJF and Mercedes Moné, most of the time, like people they're paying big money for, are off wrestling little indie shows rather than meanwhile the actual AEW shows are dying. Someone says it's garbage, just a plate of crap thrown together. Someone says the King wears no clothes. AEW is ridiculous. I am not a fan of it. Definitely, I like some of the wrestlers in it, but I don't. I think it could be a lot more than it is. I mean, Jake the Snake has been under contract for years, making like supposedly around 600 grand a year. How often do they use him? Imagine if he was booking. By the way, I'm not that familiar with her, but Masa Slamovich, who apparently wrestles for TNA, she keeps getting removed from bookings because it leaked out that she abused her partner. But it's like there hasn't been. I mean, I'm not for partner abuse, even if it's female on male. I mean, but the thing is, has she been charged with anything? Has there been an arrest made? Has she been found guilty of anything? Like they're already taking her off shows. I don't know. It seems like now it's guilty until proven innocent, and when you are proven innocent, nobody does a story on it. But that's just the way it is, I guess. As far as wrestling these days, WWE apparently WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar's locked in for it for WrestleMania in Las Vegas, which they're charging between $900 and $52,000 for tickets, which is crazy. Don, I agree. Too many titles diminishes the value of existing titles. For instance, 2 world titles. Is Gunther still the second champion? I don't even know because that title is absolutely valueless. Because the title that everyone cares about, that they also call a world title, I mean, it has people like Cena holding it, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns held it forever, and these guys are truly viewed as the top people of the company that even after they lose it, they hang around the top level. Didn't Jey Uso hold one of these, hold the title that Gunther used to have, or that Gunther has now, up until recently? And he was jobbing in a tag team match on WWE's pay per view over the weekend. And no, but honestly, I mean, I don't know anything about him other than he throws too many super kicks. But I don't put Jey Uso or Gunther anywhere near the Brock Lesnar, John Cena, The Rock level, and underneath that is the Cody Rhodes level. Yeah, it's a B title. It's the equivalent to the IC title, and now I don't even know. Maybe someone can tell me who actually has the IC title because I don't even know who has the IC title. Who has the NWA title? Remember when the last guy that actually, as much as people hated him because he held the title on Fox all the time, Tyrus was the last guy where people really knew who the NWA champion was. And now you never hear anybody even talking about NWA. Dawn, you can't have 2 world titles. Yeah, and I mean, the AEW title doesn't really have, like, what is it? Adam Page is the champion, right? He's not a top guy. He's not like viewed as a top guy. He just doesn't have that name. AEW, I mean, they did it with Swerve too. These are like guys that are popular amongst smart marks, but like they're not real top guys. And that, as much as I hate to say it, if they had the title on a guy like Edge, at least he's known. Keep it on him for a while, get the title over, then drop it to somebody that's actually over. But they keep putting it on these people. Like I mean, I'll never care about Adam Page. He just doesn't interest me for whatever reason. Yeah, thank you, ZM. Dominic is the IC champ, and as I reported yesterday, apparently CM Punk mentors him, and they talk every day on the phone for whatever that's worth. Have a good night, everyone. Appreciate the comments.